Hi everyone, I hope each one of you is doing great out there. My name is Viraj and welcome back to my channel Data Crafts. For today, we are tackling a classic medium rated SQL problem that is calculating a 3-day rolling average of steps for each user. This type of analysis is quite useful when you are looking when you're looking to smooth out daily fluctuations and see overall trends. So how do you calculate the problem? The first step, like first, what? So for this problem, we have been provided with a table called steps, with a user ID and step date is a primary key for this table. Okay. The next thing is we first what we would do is let's like extract all those dates which are in consecutive order. For user ID one, you could see that it's 2nd of September, and after that they have directly given 4th of September. So these two are not in consecutive order, and we want three, right? So let's check these three. So 4, 5, 6 are in consecutive order. Same goes with 5, 6, 7. So the first thing is let's extract all those dates along with step counts and user ID who are in order. And how do you proceed it? So I will tell you the solution. First, I would use the user ID, comma, steps date, comma. Then I would use a lag function. What does lag function do? Lag function is basically lags the row by one. Lags the row by one. So this is how it works. I want to do lag by steps date, right? Comma one. It also act. We could also convert it into a window function. Like it's a window function, right? Partition by user ID, because we don't want to lag the step dates like for the second for the other user IDs. That means that if you're lagging it what it would do, like 22109, it would lag by one. Then there is a new row over here, new column over here, and the values would be for this one. There would be a lag. I'll show you that's better. User ID and order by steps date, and just name it as lag 1 from steps. Okay, now this should perfect. You can see that what does lag function do? Lag functions just shifts one row from the above, and like just shifts it by one. See, you could see over here 221, like 2nd of September has been shifted by one row. Then it would be it would come on the second row, 2nd of September 2021. So I need to check three consecutive. For that reason, I would be lagging by another two rows. So that means that it would be perfect. So you could see that we are getting three rows: steps date, lag, and lag 2. Now the next step is we would be differentiating, like we would be comparing the steps date along with the lag 1, like for each row. If there is a difference of 1 for both the dates, let's say 5 and 4 have difference of 1, but 4 and 2 have difference of 2, then it is not in a consecutive date. So that's the reason why we would be like just canceling that record, and these two records won't be included because we are not we don't want to we want three consecutive dates, right? So here it's just one, and the other two are in null. So this is discarded. The next comes this one row. So if we check that 6th of September, 5th of September, and 4th of September are in consecutive order, so this record would be included in our further use. Same goes for 5th of September, 6th of September, 7th of September. Now the next step is we need to rearrange it properly for a further use case. Let's convert this into a common table expression. Perfect. Next step is select user ID, comma, steps date, comma, lag 1, comma, lag 2 from CTE, where now as I've told you that I need to like like include the consecutive dates, right? So that's the reason why I would be using the date difference. What does date difference do? Date difference would like either like it is used to differentiate dates between two points. Like let's say date 29, like 4th of September minus 5th of September, and whatever the value is, it would give that value as output. But we are filtering out on a condition. That's the reason why we would be using date difference, date diff. Now, how do you do the date difference? So let's say we are lagging, right? So the step date would be always greater than the lag of one, and lag of one would always be greater than the lag of two. Now, step date, sorry, comma, lag of one, and the date difference should be like just one, right? We are finding out the consecutive dates. Same goes for the second condition, that now instead of like lag 1 and lag 2, we are simultaneously checking for each record that if all three dates are in consecutive mode. If all three dates are in consecutive mode, then we would be keeping that record in our output query. So this conditions like make sure that all three dates are in consecutive order. Now it should come perfect. You could see that like 6 September, 5th September, and 4th September, 7th September, 6th September, 5th September. So these are in consecutive order. The next step goes like the next step is, of course, you have to union it properly into one single column for further case, because we are to find out the steps count, like the rolling average for the steps counts. And how do you do it? Just convert it into again into and common table expression. Perfect. Comma, select user ID, comma, step state uh, from CTE, right? From CTE. Now just name it as step state. This is already as step state, so I don't be needing it. Just copy. Instead of step state, I would be using lag2, and rename it as union it. What does union do? Union would make sure that like it doesn't actually joins two tables, but rather it joins all the records vertically. And there's a difference between union and union all. Union would ensure that only the distinct items are included in the output query, whereas union all would also include duplicates. If you're combining two tables record basis, like just say that there are these are the two tables, let's say steps with the same column name actually, and you are going to join the actually join the records with the steps table. Then what it does is, if both the tables have duplicates, then union all would combine those rows as well. But union doesn't do that way. It just ensures that there are distinct records from both the table. Now I would just run it. Perfect. So here you could see that I am getting CTE2. Sorry, I would be needing CTE2, right? Hmm. Perfect. So you could see that we and the last thing is order by steps date, first user ID, comma. See, we are getting all those dates in consecutive order, like 4 September, 5th September, 6th September, 7th September. Same goes for 2, same goes for 3, third user ID. The next step is, of course, we have to count the rolling average. Now the thing is, the problem of consecutive things has been solved. Like we need to find consecutive, right? Like it's given over here, like see, consecutive. So the problem of consecutive has been solved. Like consecutive 3 dates, we are getting it. Now the next step is we need to find the rolling average. Now for that purpose, you have to convert this again into a common table expression. CT3 as, now I would be using the window function. like let's say select user ID comma steps date. I want this, right? Then comma. Now this step is quite important because we need to find the average, right? The question has been asked rolling average for 3 days. So average of what? Average of steps count. Now over here I would be left joining the steps table with this one CTE based on the common rows. What are the common rows on the user ID and the steps date? Like on that on both those columns. So I will show you how to do it. So first I would be using directly the steps count from CTE3 left join steps using what? Using these two reads, right? So now you could see that we have got user ID, steps date, and steps count. Now like just calculate the 3 day rolling average. So how do you do it? Just remove this and average of steps count. Now I have already joined the left steps table to the CTE based on the condition based on the common column user ID and steps date. And the second thing is I have also included the steps count, which is necessary for counting the rolling averages. What is the window function? Window function is basically you want to calculate certain calculations in a certain window. Let's say I want to perform certain calculations, let's say sum or window, or let's say some average or difference on a on just these user IDs. So that's where window functions come into play. Now I would be using partition by user ID because I want to do in that partition only. User ID. The next step goes with that I need to order it, right? Consecutive thing. Order by steps date. Now steps date. Okay. So here's the important step. Okay. Like order by steps date come. Then rows. Uh, rows to preceding. PRE preceding and rows between, right?
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Siri,
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry. Ah, current row. Hmm. Okay, good enough. So how actually it works that? So partition by make sure that you are partitioning in a certain window. It like over here it's one. Like we would be partitioning in one. Then the order by clause. What does order by clause do over here? Let's say the order by clause basically ensures that we are calculating the rolling average in these dates only, like 4, 5, 6, 7. And what is actually between ensures that, let's say, what is between, like it's inclusive, right? So initial comma and date. Yeah. So yeah. So between ensures that we are calculating the average of step counts from the two preceding rows and the current row. That is the end. So over here, you could see that 395. Um, 395 is the initial one. Then comes the 447. Then comes the third one. So for the this one, preceding would be these two, right? Like these two values, 395 and 499, along with the 712. So what it would do is it would calculate the average of these three rows, 395, 499, and 712. That's the condition that we have applied over here. Two preceding rows and the current row. And after that we are getting the output. The next thing is we want the third rolling average. For that purpose I would be using, now the thing is we want to round it to the, yes, we have to round it to 2 decimal. So you could just round it over here, round round. comma 2. Once again rename it as p and run it. Yes. So the next step is I want the third, like I want all the rolling averages from the third day onwards. So for that thing, I would give like I would create a new column that is, let's say roll like anything, and I would I'll show you row number. Row number would give unique numbers to every record in that particular window. Okay, over user ID. Once again, order by step dates as T1. Okay. Yes. So now we need the third and the fourth, these two, because these like this particular number rank like row number three is the average of three rows. This is not the average of three rows, rather it's an average of two rows. Like this one and the preceding two. Preceding two would be 395 and the other would be a null value that would count as zero for the average thing. So we don't want these two. We want just a three and the four. Now the next step is once again converted into common table expression 4 as select select user ID step state I need p is a rolling average as from CTE4 CTE4 and where T1 is greater than 2. Yeah, perfect, it has worked for us. um I hope you do understand what is rolling average. Actually, rolling average is pretty simple. You just need to understand how it works. Rolling average is basically you are finding out the averages of the next 3, 4, 5 consecutive numbers based on the criteria set in the question. The question is basically we need to find 3 day rolling average. For that reason, first what I did was I ensured that the dates are in consecutive order, some like consecutive order up to year. Then the next step is basically joining it the whole thing into two single rows. In that way I am getting all the consecutive dates with the user ID. Then the next step is I counted the uh, averages based on the partition by clause based on the window function, like average step counts, partition by user ID and order by step date. And the next thing is I also like included a new variable row number, like for basically filtering it out for the third and the fourth, like from the third and the fourth rolling average. So in this way I have solved the problem. I hope you did understand it. And do let me know if you do let me know if you like have any, like if you want to understand once more I could explain it in a very basic technique. But if you do love it, please do share, like, and comment on my YouTube tutorial. And yeah, till then, be safe, be happy, and please do solve it yourself. Only then you could get the point. You could directly solve it in a very simple way, like this one. I have already solved it in a very basic query. Yes. But the thing is, you won't be getting the idea of how this has been like initiated. So it's rather than go step by step and you can get to the solution. And please solve it yourself and be safe, be happy, and yep. Have a nice one till we meet the next time. Yep. Bye bye.